Hey Nerd Faithful, this is Rick from the BigBangLife.com. I'm here at JordanCon 7 with Paul Bielaczyc. He is an author and an artist of many sorts, and he's also the owner of Aradani Studios.
Aradani Studios, and my brother Michael and my sister Sarah.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here today. And our website, The Big Bang Life, we're really known for our cosplay and stuff. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what you guys do. You guys kind of, y'all's business is focused around ears.
Correct.
And which is a major prop that are used among cosplayers. So maybe you could tell me a little bit about the business you do.
Yeah, so my brother and I started back in 2002. We were working at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival selling our artwork. My brother does like oil paint, oils and acrylics. I do charcoal and pastel, and that was what we sold. It's just artwork. But when you work at a Ren Fair, you have to have a costume, and I just so happened to have elf ears on. And so many people kept asking us where I got my ears from that my brother was like, right here next weekend. And I was like, what? And for a while we were buying our ears from a company out in California called Cinema Secrets, and after about like 2 or 3 years, they just couldn't keep up with the number of ears that we were selling, and it was amazing like how many ears we were going through. And so we figured out the mold making process, started making ears, and now we make about 150 pairs of ears a day, and we've got like 15 different styles. Amazingly enough, people are like, none of these work. I need something different. You're like, oh, okay, I guess so.
So are the ears molded in the beginning? Do you customize them even?
So none of our, someone was asking me about that the other day, none of the ears that we sell is actually molded to fit any of us. It's a nice thing to have that, because then if someone comes up to me at a Ren Fair and they're like, oh, but these fit you so much better, I can say, no, these actually weren't designed for me. Most of our ears were actually a gentleman that helped us early on do some mold making. He actually did a cast of his own ear, and so most of our ears are actually built off of his ear. So there's one guy, his name is Brian, and all of our elf ears fit Brian really well because they're all based originally on his ear positive that he took a mold of.
So yesterday you probably saw me in my Beast outfit, and I was actually...
You're still a little blue.
Yeah, actually, yeah, obviously. I was actually wearing some fake ears, elf ears myself. Obviously not part of Aradani Studios. How do other competitors slightly differ from what y'all offer?
I mean, the main thing is a lot of companies don't make, like, they don't specialize in ears. They just make prosthetics in general. But the biggest issue is that their goal is to get into as many costume shops and big retailers as possible. And so for them, in order to sell at Walmart during Halloween or Party City or all of those places, they have to reach a price point that's just insanely low. And so in order to do that, they have to get stuff manufactured in China. And I'm not going to say one way or another if that's a good or a bad thing, but Aradani has never had, like, everything is made in-house. We make all of our molds, we make all of our ears in-house. Me and my brother are still very much hands-on, because the idea is that we want to make sure that the quality is there, that we make sure that our ears are, like what we want them to be, and not, just like it. Yeah, trying to not like be mean. But the problem was, it got to a point where when we were buying ears in the past, they would, like a third of them, we just didn't feel like we could sell them. Like they just weren't good enough. And the ears that you showed me earlier, a lot of the edge of it just wasn't very clean. It didn't look like they had trimmed it to like fit your ear better. And while all you would need to do is literally take a pair of scissors and you could trim them yourself, I remember when I first started wearing elf ears, I didn't want to trim them because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, do I cut it here? Do I cut it there? But it's not very difficult. All it takes is, if a customer had emailed me and bought Aradani ears and been like, hey, I'm having this trouble, like it's going into my hair a little bit. I'll be, oh, take a pair of scissors, cut it this way, make sure you do this, don't do this. and it's a really simple thing to do. But we try to make sure that what we send out is as clean and as finished as it possibly can.
One thing that's big about Wheel of Time and JordanCon, one of the main creatures that are in the Wheel of Time are oak ears, and they have pointed ears. I think you and I were talking about it yesterday. There's probably some plans in the works for some actual oak ears.
Yeah, so a few years back, being here at JordanCon, I got to meet Robert Jordan's his crew, Maria and Alan and Harriet, and through that I became a licensed artist. And at this point, there isn't a lot of costuming out there. And since I already was a licensed artist, we actually spoke to them about doing licensed prosthetic work. And so right now there is plans to make an oak ear, and we have been working on it. The main problem is since those involve fur, it's trying to figure out how to combine latex ears with fur and to make them believable enough and not just look like someone glued fur onto the back of an ear. And so it's kind of like a weird thing where it's like we've got to make sure it's good before we're able to put it out there.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to it because hopefully next year, JordanCon 8, I'll hopefully be able to dress up like an oak ear.
Giant eyebrows hanging down and sausage fingers. I believe that's the word they always use to describe.
Now, do you guys provide any other services for casual cosplay aside from the ears?
I mean, we do. Our website we do buy other products. Like Scarecrow makes really good vampire fangs. I always tell people it's the next step up from Scarecrow is getting someone to do a custom dental mold of your teeth. Scarecrow fangs are really good, but they're inexpensive as well. And that's one of the things that Eridani really focuses on is we I wouldn't say our stuff is movie quality. Our stuff is extremely good, but it's designed to be affordable to the regular cosplayer. When it comes to movie quality, you're talking about spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on even the simplest of things. I think we were talking the other day about a Captain America costume,
right?
And someone had said, "Yeah, my budget for a Captain America costume is $300," and I was like, "If you want it to be movie grade, $300 might make you a single glove."
Right.
And I know that sounds ridiculous, but the amount of effort and time it takes to work in leather, all of that stuff is just mind-boggling. And so our goal is with the ears, the fangs, a lot of the stuff we do, it's the small little things that are affordable, so that way you can, if you're buying these things, you might spend $100 total, but it's all those little tiny accent pieces that truly finish the costume.
So you and your brother both do artwork as well outside of our diet. Would your artwork also be included within the company?
It does, yeah. So me and my brother, everywhere we go, we typically sell costuming and artwork together. And that's we do a lot of Renaissance festivals. In fact, this weekend my little sister is down in Atlanta, because I'm in Atlanta too. She's at the Atlanta Renaissance Festival right now selling our ears there. And then in a couple of weeks we're actually going to be working at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival, and we'll be selling artwork and ears at that show.